It's time to speak up. Well, it appears the joke's on me. It appears I have been the biggest fool alive. You see, before the last couple of days, I knew that there was a segment of MAGA who just hated, who just wanted to burn the world down, and they don't care who they hurt in the meantime. I knew there was that section, but I really, really thought that most of MAGA just didn't get it. I really thought they just didn't understand. They didn't understand economics because it's complicated. They hadn't studied Project 2025, so they didn't know what was coming. But I really thought when he got in there and started doing the things that hurt so many people, that they would realize and that they would, but they don't care. Y'all have been telling me this for 2 months, and I kept saying, no, we just have to explain it to them. We just have. Now, I know there are a few, and I thank you guys.
Hello, brothers and sisters. I really hope you're all doing fine from wherever you're watching me from now. A lot of white MAGA supporters are now calling out the black community to come and work for them in their farms. And most of the black community are reacting by saying no, because they feel like they're not the ones who brought all these bad policies that are now being implemented in the US. They are now complaining and calling out the white Texas, Nebraska MAGA supporters for their betrayal at the ballot. So let's watch this video, then I'll have a really quick discussion at the end of it. Thank you so much.
Them farmers really thought we was going back to them fields. They really thought we was going back to them fields. You know what? My mother was the first generation on her mother's side not to be brought up on a plantation. Not to be brought up on a plantation. That's what I said. My grandfather had a 3rd grade education, but he left my mama 2 houses, property in the bank, property and money in the bank, with a 3rd grade education. And guess what? He worked in fields. My great-grandmother worked in fields and cut that cane just like a man. You hear me? And if you think that Eddie Lewis and Victoria C. Jones and all the rest of my ancestors bust their tail in them fields for us to go back to the fields, absolutely not. That's not progress. We're trying to heal from ancestral trauma. We're trying to heal from that. That ain't happening. That produce could rot in them fields before we go back to them fields. They need to let them know that.
So I just saw this video of this white man who's not MAGA, by the way, or at least he says he's not, but because he damn sure selling the look. But he says he has a fake account over on Twitter, and he joined this group of white farmers, and he's pretending to be MAGA just to see what they're talking about. So apparently they had this group chat or group call where the white MAGA farmers were upset and saying the only reason why they voted for shitty britches was because they thought the blacks didn't have jobs and the blacks would come back and work their fields. They thought they were going to get slavery back by voting for shitty britches. But they have been saying loud and proud with their chest that immigrants were taking their jobs. Yet, there are a couple of farms here in Texas that overnight lost 100% of their workforce. But immigrants was taking their jobs, right? Racism is expensive, huh?
So I know I was talking about, the Latino vote before. The Viva vote for Donald Trump. Okay, well, let's get on to the white folks. The white farmers. So, word is out now that the white farmers voted for Donald Trump because they thought they were going to get black Americans in the fields. Because they also thought black folks did not have jobs. So when we put this all together, Somehow, the white farmers were convinced that black folks don't have jobs. We don't work. we don't work. And so they voted for Donald Trump because they thought, okay, he gonna send them in the fields. So Donald Trump and them, with that whole Project 2025, said, okay, so we got to make this happen. So we got to cut these DEI stuff, all this DEI stuff, to put black Americans out of work. When in reality, they put a bunch of white folk out of work just to get black folks out of work. And so all these cuts that are happening are to try and harm black Americans so much till they think that we're going to go into the fields. Now, when you think about that, that makes you double back and see why they want the Latinos out. Because the Latinos, right, to them, they are reproducing entirely too fast, okay? And so they're like, we got to get them out of here because black Americans don't reproduce as fast as the Latinos. And so if we could get them out, then the black Americans can take their place in the field. This is for real. And so now you double back to the black jobs. They're taking your job. Yes, you got to double back to what he said. They're taking black jobs, y'all. Like, they have all this down. Like, they have all this whole circle. So now let's go back to the farmers if you're still with me, okay? Because the white farmers, that's what they believed was going to happen. So if y'all got all that straight, this is the message to the white farmers. The last thing you want is for black Americans to be in your fields. Don't let the devil fool you. As a matter of fact, you might want to let the devil fool you to see what's going to happen. Well, I'm trying to tell you, the last thing you ever going to want is black Americans in your fields. Nah, I'm going to let you fill in the blank on that one. And this goes to show that they will go to any lengths. Remember I said that, first of all, we had the Latinos, some Latinos, not all of them, just them Cuban ones, talk about you're next, right? To black Americans. So they thought we was immigrants. Okay. And so now we have the white farmers who are still living in the 1700s, thinking back to glory days, quote unquote. They thought with their vote, we were going to the fields. So you got one group thinking they gonna kick us out of here, and you got another group of people thinking that we going to the fields. Now this right here is a real mental problem because people are literally stuck. I'm telling y'all, people are stuck in the 1700s when they think about black Americans, okay? I'm telling you, their thought process, they sit around probably campgrounds and picnics and stuff and talk about how can we make this happen? That was their heyday. I'm telling you, when that freaking plantation house burned down in Louisiana, I think, right? That was their heyday. Now, I'm trying to say that was their heyday. When that plantation house down in Louisiana got torched, okay? I'm telling you, that broke them. But I just want to, I want to teach them a little bit more history if I have your attention, right? If I have your attention, right? This is some history that a lot of people don't know, okay? But y'all didn't know black Americans had white servants? Y'all ain't know that? I mean, it wasn't widespread or anything like that, but we had white servants. Yeah, and they wanted to be our servants because they needed work. They were coming over from Europe. Yeah, and they were docile too. Yeah, they were docile. And black Americans, the aristocrats.
Fam, what is this nonsense I'm hearing about white Midwestern farmers thinking black folks were going to come and work their goddamn fields after they mass deported all of the migrant workers? what in the fuck is, they don't know us at all. They don't know any fucking thing about us. Like our own fucking parents and grandparents didn't size our asses the fuck up. Let us know everything about ourselves. Like when my grandmother looked at me at a young age and said, young lady, you need to keep your black ass in school and go on to college. Working outdoors is not for you. That's my fucking grandmother. She knew me. She was right. So what did I do? Stayed my ass in school. Went on off to college. And now you're looking at a 6-figure nigga. What in the fuck would I look like picking Earl's corn? Earl can kiss my ass. If he could do my black job, I wouldn't have it, now would I?
Hey, you know, one more thing about that farm thing. Those farmers complaining about how the Trump's trade war is hurting farms. And not just China, even though China no longer buys U.S. beef, that's gone to Brazil. They no longer buy U.S. soybeans. They don't buy a bunch of other agricultural products from us because they can source them elsewhere. And these farmers are all over these apps whining and crying that they didn't think it would hurt them. And please, Mr. Trump, I voted for you 3 times and all this kind of bootlicking kind of BS. The other thing about that is, like I said in my other video, excuse me, there's a particular relationship, black people and farms in this country, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. The other thing is, do you remember during the Biden-Harris administration, their administration worked out a settlement with black farmers to pay them back pay for excluding them from bailout money that they were entitled to. The money only went to white farmers. And so black farmers, that's the way it is in this country, had to sue to get their fair share. And after years of court wrangling in the courts and everything, it was finally settled and black farmers were going to get their due. Sorry, my allergies. And you know why they didn't get their due? Sorry about that. Because white farmers sued to block the government settlement that they had made with black farmers. And white farmers sued saying that the white farmers, were being discriminated against for not getting some of the black settlement money. The black settlement money was because only white farmers got some of the initial bailout money, not black farmers. That's how twisted it is. So to the white farmers online whining about loss of business, threats to having their farms shut down and shut off, I say, fare thee well, good sirs. Fare thee well. You got what you got. You get what you get. You don't pitch a fit. You voted for Donald Trump, and you know what? He is working you over because the big conglomerates, some I hear I've read are owned by J.D. Vance or his companies, are about to buy up your land for pennies on the dollar. And you're going to be one picking those blueberries for $11 an hour, 7 days a week, for 10 hours a day. Literally, how you like them?
Baby, I know the white farmers did not think that if all those Hispanic people got deported, that the black people were going to come back to the fields. Who? Baby, I can't even keep a plant alive in my house. I definitely ain't about to go out there and do no bag breaking work for no money. Bitch, is you stupid? If your farm fails, that's on you. No welfare for you. No socialism for you. You're just going to have to go back to work. Get you a 9 to 5 down to the Walmart. But the blacks, oh, we're not doing that. No, absolutely not. Are you fucking... I don't even have anything else to say other than that clearly could not be what they thought. Ain't no way.
Whoa. Have y'all heard about the Caucasian couple that adopted 5 black kids and made them slaves on a farm? Yes, they were just convicted of human trafficking. The woman got 215 years. The man got 160 years. And I'm going to pin the article in the caption of this video so y'all can read this shit. But basically, the kids lived in deplorable conditions. Like they were locked in a shed for like 12 hours. They didn't have no running water. They had to use buckets as like toilets and stuff. And you can look this story up. It's everywhere right now. And they said that, you know, one of the neighbors called the police to do a welfare check because they seen the dude had took one of the kids and, you know, locked them away and left the house. So they like, well, damn, what the fuck going on? Said that they led the police. Well, when the police got there and did the welfare check, they found the kids or whatever, arrested the couple on site, but the husband ended up telling the police where the fifth child was at. The fifth child was at a friend's home. What the fuck is going on? I'm finna pin the article. Y'all go read it. Because what the fuck is what is going on?
John Painter, a Pennsylvania farmer and dairyman, said he voted for Donald Trump 3 times because he believed in his policies and everything. Now he's getting crushed. He needs help. He's not getting it for Trump, and he regrets his vote. Sir, now this is a white man. You can't regret your vote. You stood 10 toes down to vote for Donald Trump 3 times. And now you're not going to get the help you need. He's crushing you. You may lose your farm, your land, and your business. That's on you. We have no buyer's remorse for you. We don't care what happens to you, sir, because you, in Pennsylvania of all places, voted for Donald Trump 3 times. You're getting exactly what you deserve. You wanted this. So if you are succeeding, you are successful, congratulations. We love it. If you are not successful, sir, and you lose everything, this is on you because you voted for this. He told you exactly what he was going to do. So don't cry foul now. Don't cry wolf. Don't get mad, John Painter. It's over with for you. God bless America. God bless you too. And I hope you recover from this.
Hey y'all, this is a really quick rant. I just saw a TikTok video that just kind of got in my throat, not my feelings. So some idiot is up here talking about, we gotta forgive the white farmers, we gotta forgive the white guy because if we don't, we're okay. Then you get something through your head. That's the problem with America. Constantly forgiving bad behavior and allowing it to repeat itself. See, these white people have apologies for their own bad behavior. They want us to co-sign it and allow them back in when they deserve to fail. They deserve to fall down. They deserve to have their things taken. And we don't need to keep forgiving them for being stupid. Stupid people deserve to have what they stupidly gave up. You shouldn't be given anything back. And it shows how they need us to give them more handles and more help and work with them. No, they need to fail. Your problem, sir, is that you believe that these white people are actually worth and viable for the continuation of America. We don't need you. You're not needed. You're too weak, too stupid, and too useless for us to actually have you with us when we have things to do. Y'all will be left behind to die and to be not viable, not used, because we have learned that as we keep giving you chances, keep allowing you guys to do things, you are going to keep fucking up the country. So no, you do not get another chance. We do not get to work with you anymore. We don't get to say, yes, everything's a kumbaya. No. Let their asses fall and fail. Let them go. They're not worth saving. They're not worth taking care of. And no, they don't need to be forgiven for their stupidity. Let them fail. And to those white apologists out there that want to allow them to keep doing the same dumb shit they keep doing, that's why the country is where it is. People like you forgiving bad behavior and allowing it to continue to keep coming and resurfacing, and when wondering, why are the problem? Because you let the dumbasses get in charge. That's why. Fucking idiots.
U.S. farmers are starting to regret their vote for Trump. From beekeepers to soybean to hay producers, all of them are starting to say, I never thought that voting for Trump 3 times would result in me losing tens of thousands of dollars. A beekeeper out of North Carolina says, yeah, I proudly voted for Trump all 3 times. I flew flags for him and put signs for him in the yard. But now I'm out tens of thousands of dollars due to lost federal funding and tariffs, so I cannot export my products, my honey and my wax, to other countries like I could before, and nobody's buying it in the United States. hay producers in Idaho and Utah that export alfalfa hay to China are now seeing 135% tariffs put on their product. And all of a sudden, they don't have anywhere to ship it. They held it all winter in hopes of sending it off to China in the spring. And now China's not willing to buy. Soybean producers are once again being hit harder than they were in the first Trump administration. And China, for its part, has diversified where it pulls these products from, with Brazil becoming the #1 soybean exporter and other countries picking up the slack for honey, for beeswax, and for hay around the world. Now, China's doing a great job diversifying, and the United States has relied on exports to China for so long that its farmers are going to just continue to suffer. Once again, the majority of them voted for Trump, and now they're finding out.
So this woman here is calling for us, I guess, to blow stuff up in YT communities. Yeah, this security guard here wants me and you to go to, watch the video.
And my question for y'all is, why aren't we blowing shit up how they used to blow our shit up?
Who's we?
Why aren't we flooding shit how they used to flood our fucking community? Huh? Why aren't we out here making their life harder just like they trying to be out here making our lives harder? And I don't want to hear none of that, oh, we're not built like that, we just don't have it in our hearts. Fuck that. They don't care about us and they never cared about us. And y'all trying to sit over here on some peace and love shit. Fuck that. Peace and love, peace and love. Where the fuck has that gotten us, bro? 400 plus years and y'all niggas ain't tired yet? Y'all niggas ain't angry yet? I'm pissed. I'm mad. These niggas been had it out for us for decades. Ages, bro. 400 plus years. And ain't shit changed. I don't give a fuck if they let us fucking slap on a fucking badge and work for these motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck. The shit is still the same. And this whole Joey Swole situation should really open y'all motherfucking eyes. And it really shouldn't have, because y'all eyes should have been open. But a lot of y'all still sleep. I am so tired. I'm just tired and I'm angry. They've been destroyed. We've been building ourselves up, building ourselves up, and they just been tearing us down. The shit is so frustrating. And it's so frustrating because I'm around a group of motherfuckers, and I'm around a fucking generation who don't take shit seriously.
So I'm going to say this as respectfully as possible. Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? Who's we? Who's we? Are you waiting for the men to do it? Like here's my suggestion to you. You got a little job, you got a little paycheck. Go buy the materials yourself, right? Go buy the explosives. If you can't buy them, then go buy the boom boom stuff, and then go put it together yourself. And then you put on whatever you're going to put on. Go out in the middle of the night and you go attempt it yourself, and film it, record it. Let us see how that turns out for you. Go ahead, knock yourself out, right? I haven't seen a lynching in quite a while. I've seen the videos, but I haven't seen one in
Hello, brothers and sisters. I really hope you're all doing fine from wherever you are watching me from. Now, a lot of white Texas and Nebraska farmers are now complaining out to the black community to help them in their farms. Now, most of them are feeling that their farms are no longer doing better because of most of the migrants who used to work in their farms have now been deported or kicked out of the US by the ICE team. Now, this is not sitting well with most of the black community because most of this black community didn't vote for whatever is happening at the moment. Most of the people who voted for the Republicans, most of these MAGA supporters actually knew about the policies, but they didn't expect or imagine in their dreams that it was going to affect them in one way or the other. Now, this is a very big surprise to them because, when you're used to doing something, then you have got the privilege and you have no privilege anymore. Now, that becomes a problem. Now you think you are being oppressed just because you are not having the privilege that you're used to. This is whatever is happening right now in most of the parts in the US, that most of the farmers that were used to some of the privileges are now not getting the privileges because the Republicans are now cutting off each and every other thing that they used to enjoy. Now, it is for this reason that most of them have realized that it is not going to sit well with them. That most of their crops, most of their blueberries, tomatoes are going bad in their farms. And for this one reason, I saw most of them calling out the black community to come out and help in sorting out the issues. Now, others were even calling out the black community, the black nurses, to come out and help them pick blueberries and help them harvest wheat and all these other things. Now, this is very ridiculous, because how do you call a person who has done medicine to come into the farms and start picking blueberries? When you are voting for these things, who did you expect will come, if at all? The illegal immigrants, who are the majority of the workers in these farms, are going to be deported, just as Donald Trump had promised, Now, the ICE team is doing a very big job at the moment. They are kicking out most of the people in the US, and most of the large numbers that are being kicked out of the states are the ones who are working in these farms. Now, there is a very big problem, because if the people who are working in these farms are no longer there, they cannot be there to work. Now, you expect a total misery. You expect a shortage of labor. You expect a shortage of produce, that you cannot have the same produce that you are used to having, because there is no one to work in these farms. Most of those skilled laborers are now gone, The ones who are there are not even willing to work. And I do not see the need to push for the black community to come and work for you. You can't be voting to punish someone. Then when it turns out that the people you wanted to be punished have not been punished, instead, whatever you voted in has turned against you. Now you go back to the same people and you start complaining that they are not doing, or they are not doing whatever you want them to do, or they are not lining up to the things that you are trying to bring to them. This is very, very much ridiculous. I love seeing most of the white community. Some of the white community are so good, and they're trying to call out their brothers and sisters who are going astray by calling out the black nurses to come and help them. And they're saying, hey, look at that, we brought this problem to ourselves. And there is no need for us to continue blaming the rest for all this is happening to us. That all this which is happening to us is our fault. And let's be very sincere that you can't blame someone for something that you did and it didn't go successful. They say when you fail in life, then you find so many other reasons to support your failure. But when you win in life, you have few reasons, and you have absolutely few reasons, and you talk less. That's whatever is happening at the moment. I'm very, very sad watching this. I'm very moved by whatever is happening in the United States of America. How I wish people could realize that we are all people of the human race and they could act humanly. Let's stop all these things that are happening. We are not very much okay, or we are not going to allow some people to do or to choose a bad way. Then they try to force everyone into accepting or into suffering with them. Now, brothers and sisters, there is a lot that can be said and there is a lot that can be done. But the fact that people are not even willing to come together, people are now blame shifting. They are trying to shift blames to their brothers and sisters. Why didn't you do this? Why are you not helping me with this? This is not the way we're gonna live. This is not the way we want to see humanity. We have seen a lot of bad things happening from the past to the present. We've been seeing how a given or a certain race has been treated over the years, and we do not like when retaliations are done. We rather say that we need peace, we need unity. We need all the black people. We need all the white community. We need Asians. We need red Indians to unite because we are people of the same race. We are people of the human race. The divisions that have been brought and which divided our ancestors should not exist in this era. I believe that we can do better from the Gen Zs, from the millennials, Gen Zs, and going forward, that we have a responsibility to rub whatever was done and try as much as we can to install new ideologies, that we were told this race is bad, the other race is good, and the other race is bad. Do not associate or do not marry from this race. Don't do this, don't do that. A lot of theories were created around all these creation stories and all this, to drift us apart as people of the human race. Now, I'll tell you a given story. Now, the easiest way to control human beings or the easiest way to control animals is dividing them in groups, Even when you have a boss at work and he realizes or she realizes that you all are friends when you are working, they'll try as much as they can to divide you because they know in the unity of masses there is strength, And this is whatever has been told to us, that this race is not good, the other one is not good, that this one should be working here and the other ones should be working here. How dare do you call the black community nurses to come and work in your farms? Don't you even respect their profession? Don't you even respect who they are, the titles they hold in the community, in the society? It's so bad. We need to change our mentality and we need to do better. I see a lot of people who voted for the orange man in the White House are now crying, that food prices are skyrocketing, a lot of bad things are happening, a lot of bills are being signed into laws which are not so good or favorable to the common citizen. A lot of these things are happening across the world. But how do we keep in touch as the people? Are we going to divide ourselves? Are we going to divide ourselves on the basis of race, color, or the country you come from, or the professions you have, or the social class you hold? We need, as much as we can, to unite the people and bring the people together. This is whatever is going to define humanity in the coming days. Because in the last few centuries, we were told a certain group of people are superior and they need to enjoy some privileges. And if you're black or if you come from Africa, you are doomed. And it doesn't mean how much you work hard. It doesn't matter how much you put in the work. You will still not make it. But we've seen millionaires coming out of Africa. We've seen good people coming out of Africa. We've seen superstars, rock stars, And we see that there is a lot of potential and we are all the same. The cradle of mankind started in Africa. This is where humanity originated from. So we need to respect each other. We need to uphold these morals that define who we are. If we continue this way, if we continue hammering ourselves, and if we continue dividing ourselves, we ain't going to do better. We ain't going to do anything meaningful. A lot of theories, as I did say, that were created to divide us, but we are here to dismantle them. We are here to strategize. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's know where we went wrong and where we need to rectify and correct things that were not done in the best way. How can we explain the fact that we still inherit the same problems over the years and we die and leave the same problems unsolved? Who do we really expect to come and save the coming generations, to save them from whatever is happening? So we really need to do better as people of the mankind or people of human kind, We must not allow some powers sitting somewhere to divide the people just because they want to rule or divide and rule for over the years. Who leads by dividing? It is them. It is the systems. They tell you the black community belongs to Democrats and this community belongs to this, or this race belongs to this. And you do not realize that that's a way That's a tactic they have used to divide you into smaller numbers so that they can rule over you. You know, when you're divided, it's so easy for someone to bring different ideologies, because there are those who will oppose and there are those who will buy. But if you're united, it is so easy to say no. I do not say that unity means accepting to every ideology. No, unity only means that you can sit down, discuss different ideologies and different perspectives and come out with a proper and a very reasonable solution to whatever is really itching you out. Thank you so much for having taken the time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. If it's your first time on this channel, please consider subscribing, sharing, commenting, and liking this video. Thank you so much. See you in our next episode.